This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by mail-to-jail.com, something that rhymes with com. Prepping for a demonstration. Matt Simon from New Hampshire Common Sense says this issue has been medical marijuana. It's been a little hard to get attention for lately.
Walking into the State House, so we just want to smile and wave.
So Matt, you want people to walk to the corners and hold us up?
Because there are so many other liberty issues taking place in front of the State House at Concord, New Hampshire. So Matt, you were saying that there's so many other issues going on that it's hard to get attention for this one.
Well, it's been a busy year at the State House, a lot of controversial issues, and we've, part of the problem is, it shouldn't be a problem, is that not very many people are angry about this bill, the way they were fired up about gay marriage, for example. And, our only opposition has been the Attorney General and some police chiefs, but pretty much the general public seems to want this, almost unanimously.
It takes a lot to make a pothead angry.
I'm not used to getting that kind of question. You haven't interviewed me in a while.
That's the whole point, though. If it's so hard to make a pothead angry, then why does it need to be illegal?
Well, we're not talking about potheads. We're talking about maybe 100, possibly 200 very seriously ill people who many of them are using marijuana illegally and living in fear right now. Others aren't using marijuana and are perhaps suffering needlessly and afraid to even talk to their doctors in some cases. So that's what we have to end. This isn't about the drug war. This is about getting a few people exempted from it, and it shouldn't be controversial.
Right. I guess that's, in a sense, it's not, and that's why we're looking at 20 or 30 people at this point, 5 minutes before the demonstration, rather than maybe 100. So, yeah. All right, thanks, Matt.
Thank you so much.
And I'm sitting here with Richard Vincent, a multiple sclerosis activist, and you're here, to support medical marijuana. Why?
There are a lot of people that use it illegally and do it on a clandestine operation, but they're looking for the House bill to make it legal to use that particular drug as a tool for their MS.
And you were telling me something. You had a story to tell me about some of the mainstream drugs that people take that are legal.
Yeah, they can get morphine and OxyContin and many medical patches that are very, very toxic.
You said they were capable of doing something pretty horrible.
Well, they're powerful enough to kill a horse.
There you go.
But they're prescribed.
And they're addictive. So you can get morphine, no problem.
No problem.
But marijuana, something that's not addictive, you can't get.
And you can't get a prescription. You can get a recommendation. And that's the way this House bill is written.
What do you think should be done if the governor votes against this? What do you think should happen?
I would hope the legislature would override the veto if the veto happens. For his sake, he really should reconsider a veto at all, because a lot of people are hurting, because they don't have the use of cannabis.
I'm standing here with Representative Parkhurst. I forgot your first name, Hank Parkhurst. What district?
Winchester.
Winchester area.
District 4.
Okay. And Representative Parkhurst, you have been looking at the latest wording on this bill that the governor is hopefully going to sign, and you say there's some changes in the way the marijuana, medical marijuana reads now.
You're right. What the Committee of Conference has done, they now have included both a chronic or terminal disease or other diagnosed medical condition, and that's very important, the symptoms of a result of treatment from that disease or condition that include a limited number of severe consequences. For example, intractable pain that has not responded to medical or surgical treatment for 3 months. So
it's really making a narrow definition of what constitutes a qualified person on this.
Right, and this may be a case of where less is more.
Oh, how so?
How so? In other words, they're bringing together what the conditions are that can be treated. And in other words, it can't just be a long, lateral, like I've got this, I've got that, you've got that. This one says if you have the chronic or the other condition, then yes, it'd be eligible for it.
So your read on this is that it actually might increase the number of people. The change might increase the number of people who could use marijuana.
No, I don't think.
Do you think it'll decrease, or?
No, I think what's going to do is give a break to the honest sufferer.
Oh, okay.
You know, the one who really is, and not someone who just wants an occasional little toke.
Yeah. And did you vote in favor of HB 648?
No.
Well, you're against it.
I am, but that doesn't mean I'm going to vote. Because if I don't vote the right way, Representative Merrick just might put me in the hospital. It'll have nothing to do with marijuana.
So then you might need it.
I may need it, yeah.
All right. Well, I hope you reconsider your position. But
after reading this, I will give it consideration.
All right.
I think what I like about this better is it's going to limit the number of growers.
Yeah.
And it's going to control growers. It's not going to be your neighbor having 8 plants.
Yeah.
And you have one joint, say, a month. 8 plants is a lot to have for one joint. So, you know, I think this is a much tightened item to vote on.
Okay.
And I'm inclined to probably vote in favor this time.
So it's going to come back to the House.
We're getting it today.
Because it's amended. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was just going to the governor.
No, it went through a committee of conference.
I see. All right.
And so it'll be voted now. It'll be a roll call vote, so you'll want to make sure you get
all right.
that count.
I appreciate your change of position.
And
I guess the bill changed more than you did, but
because of the limiting of growers.
Yeah.
And that it's going to be controlled where they're going to be purchased.
Right.
And the control is what's needed.
All right. Thanks, Representative Parker.
I think you've done that.
Okay. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Audio taping. This young man is sort of lobbying Senator Barnes. I can't remember his first name. Jack Barnes. He's generally an opponent of any kind of marijuana loosening, or at least an opponent of legalization. I don't know where he stands on this. Audio taping.
It's just the people want. Law enforcement is law enforcement. They're not a medical community. I have 20 years of medical background.
The people didn't want gay marriage, but they got it. The people want gambling, they aren't getting it. It's about time the people speak up. If the people want something, every 2 Novembers, they should stand up and speak up.
Okay, well, we're at a turning point here where this can happen.
This bill is going to pass. You don't even have to worry. This bill's going to pass.
I respect your standpoint. I am your constituent and a voter of yours, and I'll continue to do that.
Listen, I understand both sides. I have somebody who's in charge of law enforcement in the state of New Hampshire who tells me, Jack, this isn't the way to go. What am I supposed to do? They know you're crazy. I'm like, these sheep's calm. I said, Jack, this is going to cost us an awful problem. Am I going to go against my sheep's for the place?
I believe that the way that the bill was written originally with the grow your own, I think that was a problem.
Yeah,
the way
it was a big problem.
With the dispensary method, I think
it's been cleaned up. It's been cleaned up a lot better, and I think you're probably going to get a couple more votes than you got last time.
It's raining hard out there, harder than I expected it to. But just 15 minutes into the demonstration, I think we've already got at least 20 people.
Do you want to support a jailed New Hampshire liberty activist? Without even leaving your computer? Without even spending a dime? Send them mail in jail from your computer. It's easy and free. For details, visit mail-to-jail.com, something that rhymes with com.